Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Macha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, apostles, and bishop of GMS, teaching and ruling well. Salutation to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright? I want to go into a quick little lesson. Hopefully this will be edifying. And this pertains to how, just as the curses of Deuteronomy 30 till this day, our programming is undefeated. Alright? And it tells us in Romans 7:14, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that I do not. But what I hate, that I do. That's what it means to be sold under sin. You know it's wicked. Let's put that in perspective. You know it's wicked to commit adultery, but you still do it. You become enticed by the devil, and you end up committing fornication with your neighbor's wife. You know it was wrong, but you still ended up doing it, right? Because you ended up following the flesh, because you're sold under sin, right? Something as simple as that, okay? And keep going on. It says, if then I do that which I would not, I consented to the law that it is good. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. Because that's what it means to be sold under sin, man. Alright? You want to do what's right, man, but you're programmed to go off, man. That's what it means. That's what it means when it tells us that a just man falleth 7 times. You think that just man wanted to fall? No, man. He was programmed to fall, man. The Lord put it in his spirit, to go off. Just as it says in the night, you know, when you're about to go to sleep, that's when the Lord puts your instructions in you, man. He programs you to go about your day, man. It's not your will, it's the Lord's will that you're going off, man. That's your program. Okay? And again, if the just man gets up, it's the Lord's will again, man. Because as it says, the wicked will fall into mischief, right? It's the Lord's will that the wicked stay in that mischief. They don't get back up, man. They don't get back up to follow righteousness, man. And why is that? It's the Lord that programmed it. You know, the Lord is the master orchestrator, man. And it tells us in verse 20, now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find then a law, that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inner man, through the Spirit. You want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, but that's through the Spirit, right? But I see another law in my members. You see, the flesh, which is warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Right? Who is the deliverer? It's Yahweh Shai. It's through Yahweh Shai that we're going to be able to obtain salvation, be able to be delivered out of this body. Right? Because the Lord is going to change us. He's going to put the law, statutes, and commandments in our inner parts. As I said, through the inner man, I delight into in the law of the mind, which is the spiritual laws. Right? And that being said, it's through Yahweh Shai that we'll be able to access that blessing, immortality, never going off, never sinning. It's through Yahweh Shai. That's why it's so important to follow after Him, and that is why it's so important also that we go off this day, in these times, right? So we can understand the Lord. The Lord is the power that controls both sides of the spectrum, good and evil, right? So we had to go off. Adam had to go off, right? So he could understand good and evil, so he could be a righteous ruler at the end of the day. So when it comes to when he had that spiritual powers, he would know how to manage it, how to righteously order things on the earth. Because you have to know both sides of the spectrum to be a righteous ruler, to always choose good, because you know that good overpowers evil. All right. That being said, pertaining to Adam. It says here in 2 Ezra 4:30, for the grain of evil seed had been sown in the heart of Adam, in the mind, in the heart, from the beginning, on how much ungodliness had it brought up unto this time. How much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? Okay, so since the beginning, Adam had that grain of evil, okay, planted in him. Okay, when Eve showed up and persuaded him to go off, the Lord programmed him to accept it, man. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. She came back with attempts, But just as Samson, how he ended up folding to the woman and telling him, the power is in my hair, Even though he came through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he said the power is come through my hair. The woman cut the hair, man. Her continuing, the fact that she kept on coming and questioning him, it hurt him through the spirit, so he had to tell her. So that's how Adam fell. She was persistent into wanting him to follow after wickedness, and at the end he fell because the Lord programmed him that at that time, okay, you're gonna accept it, you're gonna go with the flow, all right? And there's another instance pertaining to how Judas went off too. It says here in John 13:10, Yahushua said to him, he that is washed needed not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit. And ye are clean, but not all. For he knew who should betray him. Therefore said he, ye are not all clean. Okay? And later on in verse 27, it says, and after the sop, Satan entered into him. Then said Yahushua unto him, that thou doest, do quickly. So at that time, Satan entered into Judas, right? But that he was programmed to do it. He was programmed to allow Satan to enter into him, right? The Lord programmed, everything was programmed in the spirit, right? Same as when, because Yahushua knew that the whole purpose of Judas being with them was for that moment that that was his lot. His lot was to betray Yahushua and send him on the cross, right? Okay. Because even at one point he repented. After he did that, he repented. He wanted to give back the money and to deliver Yahushua, but no, that was not according to the plans of the Most High. That was not the will of the Most High. Yahweh wanted Yahushua to go on that cross so he could obtain the keys of heaven, so he can obtain the reward, which was to open the path for us to obtain salvation, right? And again, that was the importance of Yahushua. He needed to go on that cross. That was his programming. Okay, that was his programming that he cannot avoid. All right, same as when he was Solomon. Solomon's programming was to build the temple, the physical temple. But when Yahushua came, he had to build the spiritual temple, which is us, we are the physical temple. Okay. And that being said, and again, Yahushua is the way to the Father. Okay, the fact that our program allows us to go off is because we have to cling unto Yahushua, right? To take away pride from us, man. To hide pride from us, man. Right? The fact that the pride boasted. People can boast in the fact that they know this truth, but it's not the fact that you know this truth is not the reason why you're going to be saved. You're going to be saved because you put your trust and faith in Yahweh Bashim Yashai, right? Not in yourself, as it says, not by works, but by faith, right? We will be delivered. You have to believe that Yahweh Bashim Yashai is able to deliver you, to save you out of these dreadful times that are about to happen. Okay. And there's another instance pertaining to how even David went off. The great mighty David went off, man. It says here in 2 Samuel 12:7, and Nathan said to David, "Thou art the man. Thou art the man. Thus said the Lord, power of Israel. I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hands of Saul. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover had given unto thee such as such as such things. I would have given thee such and such things. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Okay? Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house, and will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this sun. For thou didst secretly, secretly, but I will do these things before all Israel and before the sun. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also hath put away thy sin, thou shalt not die. Howbeit, because this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemy of the Lord to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. Okay? So after his wickedness, after committing that wickedness of slaying Uriah the Hittite and taking Bathsheba to be his wife, that was his programming, right? Satan entered into David to do that thing, man. Yeah, ultimately because the Lord allowed it to happen, man. It was already set up in the spirit, because to Bathsheba, Solomon had to come, was to be brought forth, right? You see, that was the programming. He cannot override the programming, man. You see, he had to do this wicked deed for this thing to happen. There's another thing that puts it into perspective. Laban. You see, Laban gave he did wickedness by giving Leah before Rachel unto Jacob. Jacob wanted Rachel, but Laban gave him Leah first. You see, Laban gave him Rachel first, man, and he didn't know. He didn't know, man. You see. And then afterwards, but then through that wickedness, through that programming that Laban had through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you see, the 12 tribes of Israel were brought forth, because Jacob at the end he was blessed with 2 wives. When he left Laban's house, he left with 2 wives, man, with both his daughters. Okay, that was the programming that had to be brought forth. But later on in the laws of Moses, it tells us not to take a wife, not to take 2 wives from the same, not to take a sister. Now, if you have a wife, do not take her sister as a wife, because they're too close. All right, that's wickedness, man. But before then, it had to be done, man, for the 12 tribes to appear on the scene. Okay. So again, the programming is undefeated, man. And now I'll bring this out. Romans 9:19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why does he yet find fault? For who had resisted his will? His will is the programming. Who has resisted the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? Nay, but O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say unto him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Had not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if the Most High, willing to shew his wrath to them and to making his power known, endure it with much long suffering, this vessel of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory, of the vessel of on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. Right? Everything, the Most High is on a different level. He doesn't see things as man sees. Right? Such as it says in Isaiah 55:8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither your ways my ways, said the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Okay? The way the Lord sets up things, it's on a whole different level. There's a whole different purpose, man. The Lord tells us, man, His word will not return void. Everything that happens, it happens through the Spirit, and it's for a purpose, right? Like I said, Laban had to give Leah first. Laban had to give Leah first before Rachel, even though Jacob wanted Rachel, right? Even though Jacob loved Rachel, Laban gave him Leah first, to the end that the 12 tribes may appear on the scene, man. The Israelites may come on the scene, right? Judas had to betray Yahushai, so Yahushai could obtain the glory that was just due unto him, and that we through that wickedness, through that situation, might be able to obtain glory, might be able to obtain salvation, right? Our programming was not there for no reason. Our programming has a reason, and that is why it's undefeated. Okay, because our programming is the will of the Most High. As it says, you cannot do nothing against the truth but for the truth, regardless of if it's on the left hand or on the right hand. Because like I said before, the Lord controls both spectrum. Will evil be done in the city and the Lord had not done it? No, the Lord controls everything, man. Satan is under Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? Everything is under him, man. Alright? That being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. Alright? So, you can't fight the programming. We can't rewrite the programming. It's already been done, man. Everything's already written in heaven. We're just playing it out. Alright? That being said, and that is why we have to see the importance in Yahushai. Okay? Because it's through him. Even though our programming forces us to go off, through Yahushai we have the opportunity to obtain salvation, opportunity to be redeemed, right? To be pardoned from the sins that we have committed throughout the whole world, man, throughout our whole life, not in this life and in our past lives, right? This is why we have to give honor to Yahweh B'Hashem Messiah. This is why we worship Yahushai, okay? Because he deserves it, man. He is to be worshipped, okay? In a sense, at the end of the day, man, the programming is undefeated, man. Right? So even more, no more these days, man, we have to pray and fast, okay? That our programming is for the right hand. That our programming is through the Spirit, is not gonna lead us unto death. Alright? Because we do not, even our own steps, even our steps are in the hands of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. He directs us, he guides us as a toy, man. He sends us where we have to go. He directs us, Even to the point where you are right now, man. The Lord made it happen, and throughout your life, every situation happened that you would be in the spot that you are here right now, man. The situation that you're in right now is everything was planned out from the Lord, man. All right? Everything comes from the Lord. Everything is written in the heavens before it manifests on earth. All right? The same way that the Edomites. The same way that these other nations will have to go against against Babylon. The same way that the Spirit of the Lord is gonna hop on these heathens to push the red button to send those missiles against Babylon. Okay. The same way that the Spirit of the Lord is hopping on these people, the programming of the Lord, He's programming them to come down with great wrath. It's not everyone is not moving by their own accord. The Lord is controlling everything, the whole aspect of the whole world. I have a quick precept before I end it up, man. Bear with me, Israel. It says here in Ephesians 4 and 6, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in all. Okay? One God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in all. The Lord is omnipresent. He's controlling everything. Right? He's controlling everything. Right? And that is why you have to put your trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai and not in your own might, your own power. You cannot save yourself, man. Everything is through the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? That being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. The programming cannot be defeated. Pray for the Lord to give you a righteous programming. Alright? I'd like to give our honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Macha Kodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishop of GMS, my teachers, teaching and ruling well. Salutation to the hopeful elect of Israel who are pushing for the word, whether people hear or forbear. Alright? Do their best to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and put their trust in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai in these wicked times, man. Alright? Shalom, shalom, shalom. DTA Ababa Kwam Yashala, Kwam Yashala, Kwam Yashala. Soon.